We often think of the Greek gods as all-powerful beings who could do whatever they wanted. But they weren't. There was a rulebook of cosmic order that even Zeus, the king of the gods, was terrified to break. Is the only thing more dangerous than breaking those rules? Was birthing children powerful enough to shatter them? Today, we are looking at the three sons of Zeus who became too strong for reality to handle. One who cheated death, one who threatened the laws of fate, and one whose physical power was so immense, the world literally couldn't contain him. These aren't just myths, they're ancient warnings. When you become too powerful, even your father has to take you down. Welcome back. We usually view Greek mythology as a soap opera gods having affairs, mortals getting tricked. But beneath the drama lies a concept the Greeks called Moira, or fate. Think of fate not as a person, but as the operating system of the universe. It dictates that mortals must die, gravity must hold, and time must move forward. Zeus was the administrator of this system, but he wasn't the programmer. He had to enforce the rules, even against his own family. Today we are covering the tragic trinity, Sarpedon, Asclepius, and Heracles. Each of these men pushed the boundaries of what a human being was allowed to be. They didn't just annoy the gods, they threatened the structural integrity of the cosmos. Asclepius broke the barrier between life and death. Sarpedon almost forced Zeus to break the timeline of history. And Heracles. He became a force of nature that the mortal plane could no longer sustain. By the end of this video, you'll understand why. In the eyes of the ancients, greatness was a fatal condition. Let's start with the least famous, but perhaps the most philosophically important of the three. Sarpedon. Sarpedon was a son of Zeus, a mighty king of Lycia, and a key defender of Troy. In the Iliad, he isn't just a soldier, he's a force of destruction. But his story isn't about his strength, it's about his expiration date. During the Trojan War, the fates had decreed that Sarpedon must die by the hand of Patroclus. This was written in the stars, it was a fixed point in time. But as the moment approached, Zeus, looking down from Olympus, felt a surge of paternal grief. In one of the most tense moments in Greek literature, Zeus actually considers saving him. He asks Hera, "What if I just pluck him out? What if I save my son from his bloody fate?" This is where the cosmic horror sets in. Hera doesn't scream. She explains the cold, hard logic of reality to the king of gods. She tells him, "If you do this, if you send Sarpedon home alive against fate, what is to stop the other gods from doing the same for their children?" Think about the implications. If Zeus saves Sarpedon, Ares saves his sons, Poseidon saves his. Suddenly, death ceases to exist for the elite. The hierarchy of the universe collapses. The narrative of history unravels. Zeus realizes she is right. He's the king, but he is a prisoner of the order he protects. He forces himself to watch Patroclus kill his son. He can't save Sarpedon's life, but he does something rare. He weeps tears of blood onto the battlefield, sends the gods sleep in death to carry Sarpedon's body home. It's a chilling reminder. Sarpedon was too important, too loved, and too divine. If he had lived, the rules of the universe would have meant nothing. He had to die so that reality could remain consistent. If Sarpedon threatened the timeline, our next son of Zeus threatened the biological laws of the universe. This is Asclepius, the god of medicine. Asclepius was the son of Zeus's son Apollo. Regardless, he possessed the divine spark, was trained by the centaur Chiron in the arts of healing. But Asclepius was too good at his job. He didn't just cure colds or set broken bones, he began to cure the incurable. And then he took the final step that no mortal is allowed to take. He began to resurrect the dead, according to the myths. He accepted gold to bring a man named Hippolytus back to life. In other versions, he brought back many. This wasn't just a miracle, it was a cosmic felony. Hades, the lord of the underworld, went to Zeus with a terrifying complaint. He didn't just say, "Asclepius is annoying." He essentially said, "The flow of souls has stopped. The boundary between World A and World B is dissolving. If nobody dies, the cycle of nature breaks." The earth would become overcrowded with immortals who were supposed to be dust. Asclepius had become a glitch in the matrix. Zeus didn't negotiate. He didn't send a warning. He hurled a thunderbolt and incinerated Asclepius instantly. Think about the irony. Asclepius was killed for being too good at saving lives. power was technically benevolent, but functionally destructive to the cosmic order. However, Zeus knew Asclepius was unique. After killing the man, he elevated the essence. Asclepius was placed among the stars and worshipped as a god. But the message was clear. You can be a god of medicine, but you cannot practice that level of power on Earth. The mortal plane has a cap on how much miracles it can tolerate. Finally, we come to the heavyweight champion of mythology, Heracles. We all know the Disney version, the hero who goes the distance. But the actual Greek myth ends in a scenario that is pure body horror and survival thriller. Heracles was the ultimate demigod. He killed monsters that terrorized the planet. He even held the sky on his shoulders for Atlas. He was, quite literally, the strongest thing walking the earth. And that was the problem. His end didn't come from a monster he couldn't beat. It came from a mistake. His wife, Deianira, tricked by a centaur, gave Heracles a shirt soaked in the poisonous blood of the Hydra. When Heracles put it on, it didn't just burn him, it began to digest him. He tried to rip the shirt off, but his flesh came off with it. The pain was absolute. But here's the catch. Heracles was too strong to die. The poison was fatal to any mortal, but Heracles was half Zeus. His mortal half was dying, but his divine half was fighting it. He was trapped in a state of agonizing paradox. He couldn't live, and he couldn't die. He realized that his mortal body was no longer a vessel, it was a cage. He built his own funeral pyre and ordered it to be lit while he was still alive. As the flames consumed the mortal flesh, the part of him that belonged to his mother's intervened. He sent a thunderbolt to consume the pyre. Heracles didn't die in the traditional sense. The human part of him was burned away, leaving only the god. He ascended to Olympus. But look at the cost. For Heracles to take his true place in the cosmic order, he had to be destroyed. The Earth simply could not handle a being of that magnitude indefinitely. He had outgrown reality. Sarpedon, Asclepius, Heracles. Three sons of Zeus who proved that in Greek mythology, power isn't a gift, it's a burden. Sarpedon died to save the timeline. Asclepius died to save the boundary of life and death. And Heracles had to burn to leave the mortal world behind. They teach us that the cosmic order is ruthless. It doesn't care who your father is. If you grow too big for the tank will crush you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darker side of mythology, check out this video here on why Zeus feared the Fates more than the Titans. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns of the ancient world's most dangerous stories. I'll see you in the next one.